Cloning is a cell or living thing which is genetically identical to the original cell or organism from which it comes. In nature, some animals produce clones asexually. Only animals have been cloned thus far. The last successful cloning of a mammal was in 1998. Scientists have been able to clone dogs, pigs, frogs, mice, cows, and rabbits. The first known cloning of an animal was Dolly the sheep in 1996. Surrogate mother was used, and Dolly lived an average life, giving birth to multiple offspring. With humans, however, this becomes much more difficult. Over time, human cloning has been suggested time and time again to produce valuable characteristics for humans. For example, music, sports, politics, art, and science. There are many different advantages to cloning humans. Infertile couples could have children made from cloned cells. Cloning does not come without its drawbacks, though. Cloning is an ineffective, tedious process. Most embryos that are cloned do not grow to be healthy individuals and often have health issues. For example, Dolly the sheep was the only one to be born live out of 277 cloned embryos. Natural selection has been the thriving choice for a very long time, supporting the Darwinian evolution. On the other hand, recently humans have been researching the process of artificial selection, getting very close to finding a breakthrough. Enter 1927 and 1947 researchers first discovered that alterations could be made to Drosophila DNA by using radiation and chemicals. In the early 1970s, they completed the first recombinant DNA through their consistent splicing experiments, only possible through the works of Watson, Crick, and Franklin. From their DNA double helix structure discovery, the three main techniques for gene editing involves molecules that recognize and bind to specific DNA sequences using custom molecules to affect genetic and epigenetic changes on essentially any gene. Another process that is widely experimented with is gene selection. Gene selection happens on your daily basis, whether it is in the natural environment or through artificial selection. Over the last 53 years, lots of new technology has been developed that allows selection of embryo based on the various criteria of sex, ploidy, and polymorphisms. In the 1950s, computing machines essentially functioned as large-scale calculators. In fact, when organizations like NASA needed the answer to specific calculations like the trajectory of a rocket launch, they more regularly turned to human computers or teams of women tasked with solving those complex equations. Then later placed in the 1960s, the very first chatbot, Eliza, was created and served as a therapy option by answering the user questions that prompted further conversation. In 1986, the first ever self-driving car was created, but putting a computer system and sensors allowing the car to drive on roads with no passengers. And the next biggest invention took place in 2011 with Siri and Alexa, virtual assistants with capabilities that could understand a spoken question and respond with an answer. Artificial intelligence is the ability for computers to mimic human intelligence, or at least do things that can seem intelligent. A professor of computer science at Columbia University specializing in AI puts it. His could even be recognizing or identifying patterns, making predictions or decisions, and even performing tasks routinely done by human beings. For example, a self-driving car is an AI system, and we call that an agent. Other recent studies have found that workers can answer